You're now going to take your card design and put the design part face down right in the corner. You need to conserve clay, so put it right in the corner so the top edge and the side edge are even with it. And then you're going to press it, just a gentle firmness, just where you can tell that the designs, the relief is pushing down into the top of the clay. So you'll just take your fingers and rub it over that card until you can tell that you can feel it kind of mash down into the surface of the clay. Once you've pressed it in, be sure not to peel it up. We need to cut it first, so you'll take your needle tool and making sure that the needle is straight up and down, you're going to cut around the card so you'll have that rectangular shape. After you've cut around it, then you can remove the card and see your pressed in design. That's going to be considered the top of your box, the lid. So you're going to take the card and put it right next to it, because remember, we're conserving clay, and you're going to cut another shape of that same size. Remember, keep your needle tool straight up and down. You don't want any angles of your pieces. So cut this piece out, and this will be considered the bottom of the box. So now you're going to take that same card and you're going to fold it in half long ways. These are going to make the two long sides of your clay box. So just fold that in half like this. And then you're going to find an area on the clay, making sure you're conserving clay, and you're going to put it right up next to an edge and cut around that piece. All right, you're going to cut one more of these long ones, so find another space and put it right up next to the edge, and then cut out around the card. All right, so now you've got your top, your bottom, and your two long sides. You're going to take that piece of card and fold it in half one more time, which will be the template to make the two short ends. You should still have enough clay to make these last two pieces, so you'll put it right up next to the edge of the other pieces and cut around that one and make two of this size. Be sure and leave them all together and don't separate them yet. Okay, so I've got to find an area where I can cut this last piece, and I still have enough clay right up here, so I'm going to put it right next to the edge, and I'm going to cut my last end piece. Okay, once you've cut that last piece, then you can start taking off the leftover pieces and just set them aside. We will need some of the leftover scraps, so don't mash it up or turn it into a ball or anything. Just set those scraps aside. Okay, before we move on, I want you to take a needle tool or a pencil and write your name on the large blank one, the one that doesn't have your design on it. So as you can see, we've got all of our pieces, and this long wall will fit on this side, and this one will fit on this side, and of course the little ones on either end. So that gives you an idea of how we're going to put them together. Now the process of putting these together is called score and slip. Now we're going to take this metal toothed rib, and it's going to be our scoring tool to scratch the clay. And this is the slip, which acts as the glue. Everywhere that a piece of clay connects to another piece of clay, those pieces must be scored. So connecting like that and connecting like that, you got to think of everywhere that they're going to be touching, it must be scratched or scored, and then put slip on it. It's the only way you're going to get a good fitting, and it's going to stay together. So I'm scoring with the tool on all the edges that I know are going to be touching or connected to other ones. So this side, the bottom side, and then the other side. Then I'm going to score the bottom piece where it's going to be connected. This will be the end piece that I'm connecting, the small end piece. And since I know there's going to be walls going all the way around, I'm going to go ahead and scratch or score all the way around the very edge of the bottom piece that has your name on it. All right, now I'm going to put some slip on this end piece here, and connect it. So you put a generous amount of slip, and then you're going to press it, the small piece, on the end, and give it a gentle, firm pressing to where you can see the slip ooze out underneath. So you see how it oozed out, and you're just going to wipe it off. Yeah, you're going to get your hands dirty, but just press it to where you can see that. That ensures you that you're getting a good connection. So you can also tell the next piece you're going to have to score right there and the bottom, because everywhere you're connecting a piece of clay, you must score and put slip on it. So now I'm taking one of the long walls and I'm scoring everywhere that it's going to be connected. So I'm putting some slip on there, put slip on the bottom because it's going to be attached to the bottom. And it's also going to be attached to the next end piece. So remember, everywhere that you're attaching one piece of clay to another, it's got to be scored and you got to put slip on it. A firm, gentle pressing of this piece to where you can see the slip ooze out, just like that first piece. Then you're going to wipe away the slip and clean it up, and then go put on the other end piece. I'm going to do this other end piece, and then I'm going to do the other long side. And it's important that you do it in the order that I've shown on this video. Once you've got all the pieces assembled together, we're going to do something to the lid that makes it fit. So that's what the extra scraps are going to be used for, is to make a fitted lid. We're going to take some of the extra leftover scraps, and then we're going to kind of measure about how long you need it to be, because we want it to fit on the lid so that that lid doesn't slide around. So using the tools that you have, cut a couple of pieces like this, and be sure that it's going to fit down in there, because see, it's going to go on the lid like that, so that when you turn the lid over and you put it on the container, it won't slide around. All right, and then once you have two of those pieces, one for either end, you're going to score it, and then you're going to attach them in the proper places. And you got to be careful about where you place them. You want to put them far enough at the end so that you don't have any sliding around, but you don't want to put them too far so that it's too tight and it won't fit. Okay, so I put the scrap piece down with some slip on it, and I put it on the lid so that I'll know where to score. You can kind of guess this, or just kind of eyeball it, or you can measure it out any way that you can get them spaced on there to where it makes a good fitted lid. After you've got those two scrap pieces put on, you're going to fit it onto the box and see if it slides around. If it does, like you can see here, I put it too far in to where it still slides around. So you may have to adjust it, move those scrap pieces closer to the ends of the box to make a tighter fit so it doesn't slide around too much. Once you've adjusted the lid, you can close it up, make sure it fits. Be sure to not score and put slip on the lid and attach it to the box. This is a removable lid, so you want it to come off. Now you can adjust and clean up the rest of the box, wiping away the slip. If you want to, you can go ahead and take a pencil or a needle tool and carefully carve in more designs. Make it really cool looking on the sides. You've got a neat design on top for the lid, but while it's still in its leather hard state, you can carve a design to your liking.